Imagine voting for a man who used to set his opponents on fire. That's Tennessee's Kane, WWE's big red monster turned real-life mayor. I mean, damn. I still can't fully comprehend it, but it's real. After making millions inside the wrestling ring, Glenn Thomas Jacobs has completely immersed himself in public service. In fact, he's now serving his second term as the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. Unbelievable. With a net worth of around $7 million and 3 world championship titles to his name, Kane, one of the central figures of WWE's legendary Attitude Era in the late 1990s and early 2000s, now leads a grounded life serving the public. And on top of that, he runs an insurance business that keeps the money flowing even outside politics. During his prime, Kane was among the highest-paid wrestlers in WWE. Reports suggest that in 2006, he was earning around $851,000 in base salary alone, not to mention first-class travel perks, merchandise royalties, and pay-per-view bonuses. And that's just the start. Kane also bagged endorsement deals during his heyday, appearing in commercials for Stacker 2 Energy and Chef Boyardee. On top of that, he's been a staple in almost every WWE video game since 1998's WWF Warzone, the only exception being WWF Betrayal in 2001. From the 1990s to the late 2010s, over 222 Kane action figures have been made by brands like Jakks Pacific and Mattel. Jacobs has been married to Crystal Maurice Goins since August 23, 1995. Together, they've raised 2 daughters Arista and Devon, and are proud grandparents of 2. While Jacobs and Crystal don't share biological children of their own, Kane is a loving stepfather to Crystal's daughters from her previous marriage. The couple also runs a successful all-state insurance agency in Knoxville, Tennessee, a steady business that keeps their finances strong outside of wrestling and politics. Back in 2005, Kane purchased a 78-acre estate in Jefferson City, Tennessee, paying around $800,000 for the land before custom building a stunning 6,924-square-foot mansion on the property. The house sits atop a hill at the end of a quarter-mile driveway that climbs about 250 feet to a scenic hilltop view. Surrounded by private woods, the estate features a koi pond, a swimming pool, and even trails for biking, four-wheeling, and horseback riding. There's also a detached 2,400-square-foot garage that doubles as a full-fledged home gym because, well, even the big red machine has to stay in shape. In a 2015 interview with Realtor.com, Jacobs revealed that he and Crystal decided to list the home for sale because of their growing commitments to the insurance business. The property was listed multiple times starting in 2013, and in 2017, it was priced at $799,000 before being pulled off the market after failing to find a buyer. As of now, it's unclear whether Kane still owns the mansion, but one thing's for sure, that place is absolutely beautiful. After years of destruction inside the ring, Kane stepped into a totally different battlefield, politics. Back in 2016, Glenn Jacobs started talking about running for mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. Most fans thought he was joking, but 2 years later, he actually did it and won. The Big Red Machine officially became Mayor Jacobs in 2018, and honestly, that still sounds wild to say out loud. From choke slams to community plans, he's handled it all. And clearly, people liked what he was doing because he got re-elected in 2022 for a second term.
I'd also like to thank my opponents in the primary, Bob Thomas and Brad Anders, for running great races and clean races. I'd like to thank my family, especially my wife, Crystal, who is right there.
What's even cooler? He runs a YouTube channel called Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs Weekly Update, where he just sits down and talks about what he's been working on during the week.
It's Friday. Time for another weekly update.
Crazy, right? The same guy who used to set people on fire now calmly updates his followers about county meetings and local projects. That's one heck of a career shift. Glenn Thomas Jacobs was born in Torrejón de Ardoz, Spain, where his father was stationed with the U.S. Air Force at the time. He grew up near St. Louis, Missouri, and went to high school in Bowling Green, where he stood out as an athlete in both football and basketball. After graduation, Jacobs attended Northeast Missouri State University, now Truman State University, earning a degree in English literature while continuing to shine in sports. He was twice named an honorable mention all-conference player in basketball and later joined the football team as a guard. Unfortunately, a knee injury in 1990 limited him to just 7 games, putting an end to any NFL dreams. Still, his athleticism was undeniable. He even attended the Chicago Bears rookie camp as an undrafted free agent, but failed his physical and never made it to the pros. That setback, however, opened the door to something bigger. In 1992, Jacobs began his professional wrestling career on the independent circuit. A few years later, in 1995, he joined the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, first wrestling under the name Mike Unabom and then as Isaac Yankem, DDS, Jerry Lawler's villainous dentist. Everything changed in 1997 when he debuted as Kane, the masked, monstrous brother of The Undertaker, instantly becoming one of the most iconic figures in wrestling history. Over the years, Kane racked up championships, tag team titles, and unforgettable storylines. After the WWF split into Raw and SmackDown in 2002, he became a mainstay on Raw, teaming with the Hurricane to win the WWE Tag Team Championship and later feuding with Triple H. In 2010, he made history by becoming the first WWE superstar ever to hold the WWE, ECW, and World Heavyweight Championships, a rare triple crown. Even late into his career, Kane kept making headlines. In 2019, he returned to Raw, defeating R-Truth to capture the 24/7 championship, and just a couple of years later, he earned his spot among legends as a WWE Hall of Famer. From Spain to St. Louis, from failed NFL dreams to wrestling immortality, Kane's journey proves that sometimes the greatest victories come after the toughest setbacks. While many fans hope to see Kane return to the ring one last time, an official send-off, since he has never formally retired, he acknowledged on Busted Open Radio that the pace of modern wrestling may be too much for him at this stage of his life. That's Kane and his incredible story and lifestyle. Ranked as the 36th richest WWE superstar of all time, he's these days focused on serving the community and making a real difference.
When I announced that I was going to run for mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, unfortunately, among the political establishment, it was met with pretty resounding laughter. That a professional wrestler could think that he could be mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. And if anything, what that did was that made me want it even more.
What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to support the channel by liking and subscribing. Until next time, cheers.